What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle, and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you guys really enjoy this one. So we are getting super detailed today on what are your spiritual magical gifts and powers and how you can activate or awaken them. And if you're new here, we are not all love, light, and rainbows over here. We do keep it real, so keep that in mind when watching this video. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, this is pile 4, and this is pile 5. And if you like to pick with crystals on them, I'm going to go ahead and put some crystals on them right now. Alrighty guys, so that is the piles with crystals on them. Honestly, I have no idea what any of these crystals are besides that. I know it's like Desert Angel or something, but yeah, I'm not very knowledgeable with crystals. I do have a lot of them and I do love them and I do work with them, but don't ask me when it comes to their names and all of that. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into it, starting with pile 1. If you would like a minute to pause and meditate on which pile that you would like to pick, feel free to do so. Also, if you do not know how to pick, how I usually do it is I focus on each pile. Well, first I close my eyes, I take some deep breaths, I open my eyes, and then I focus on each pile and see if I get any fillings in my third eye or my crown chakra. Like that is where I will normally feel it, like tingly feelings or pressures in my crown, but you may be different. Maybe you feel like with emotion, like you actually feel an emotion looking at a pile. That could be it too. Typically, you want to use your feelings and not necessarily your eyes, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, enough talking. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, pile number 1. You guys, oh, wow, this is so powerful. Okay, so I'm still trying to articulate how to say this. You guys are loners, okay? If you picked this pile and this is a general reading, remember, but if this is going to resonate with you, you are very strong people. Very strong people. You have made it through very hard times with the desert there. You know how to really survive in hard times. You know how to turn your hard times into poetry, almost into like beauty in some way, because we have the grand trine blessings here. You guys are loners because of 7th house reversed, because of prostitute, which doesn't actually mean that you're like a prostitute. You are just very strong-willed, and we also have strength twice. You are not afraid to fight your way to do whatever you need to do. You're very strong-willed. You are not afraid of a battle. You will do what you have to do to survive. Also, there may be a huge fear in you of stability, okay? So even if you have stability, you are scared to lose it. You are scared to be without stability, but deep down you know that you could handle it because you've done it before. You've been in the wastelands of the desert before. Endurance. I just saw endurance on this card, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Endurance. You know how to survive, okay? Like you seriously know how to survive. Your survival instincts are very strong, like a lion, okay? Like a freaking lion. You know how to survive. You're tapped into the world, I feel, on a not necessarily a physical level, but your body is tapped into the universe with the world here and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I feel that you would be very great working with all elements. You're kind of like a jack of all trades. So it's not just like you need water to work with more or you need earth to work with more. Like, no, you're kind of like a jack of all trades. You're somebody that can turn something into something else with the poet here. You're someone that can make something hardships that we go through in life, and turn them into something greater, okay? I also feel that you guys see things, that you guys possibly feel like maybe you've hallucinated in the past with the desert here, because when you're in the desert, you may have visions and, you know, you can see things because you start hallucinating because of the heat and all of that. But for you guys, this isn't a hallucination. You just don't know how to articulate it. So maybe you're into writing or poetry or something to do with like you need to get your visions out there. You need to communicate them. You need to use your words, okay? So this is very, very interesting. You guys are very strong people. Like, have a huge, like, when you guys want something, you get it, because you are super, super powerful, okay? If you just look at these cards, these 4 cards, all of them just like, literally just, there's just power coming off of them, and then all of the yellow for power. I mean, you guys know how to survive out in the world. So I know that doesn't necessarily sound like a psychic gift, but it's your instincts. You need to listen to your instincts more, okay? Your instincts will tell you. You are tapped into this earth. Like, now, I do feel like with the Poet and the Ace of Swords, some of you guys are very good with taking your experiences and communicating them. Like I said, some of you may not be communicating them, but communication is key, and experience, because we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So these things that you communicate, these truths that you tell that maybe other people don't want to hear at first, will be your way of giving blessings, because we have, you know, I give blessings, and then we have I praise the God and the Goddess, okay? And this card is very much so about integration. It is about balance. And so that's why I'm saying, like, you use your experiences as a way to articulate with and communicate, like, to get them out into the world, okay? That is like literally what you do. We also have divine guidance here. Let their message be clear and kind, whispers from the beings who shine. So yeah, like, you may have experienced things throughout your life, like a lot of where you've been abandoned. I feel like you've been abandoned with Desert, the 7th house reversed, 5 of Swords. You feel like you don't really get along with people. Definitely not a people pleaser, and if you are, if you're a people pleaser and you pick this pile, it is not for you. This is all about somebody that owns their power. You find your power through working with all 4 elements of the world there. You find your power by integration, okay? By integration, and that is how you can get your power out into the world, is once you learn that once you combine your willpower with strength here, once you combine your willpower with strength and your earthly instincts together, that is when everything comes full circle. I also feel that you guys instinctually know when somebody has bad intentions with the 5 of Swords and strength here. Like, you instinctually know when somebody has bad intentions, when somebody is intending on something that they're not saying. You guys are very big on getting to the truth, and you're not scared to travel for the truth. And that's kind of what I see in this Desert card. There's a lot of fear related stuff, a lot of like root and solar plexus chakra stuff that's coming up here. So I feel like you guys are very, those could be like your main chakras, like you feel in your gut, okay? Like when something is up and you just know it, like that is basically your superpower. And you literally, like, you just aren't supposed to work with other people. Like, working with other people is just not your thing. So if that's what you're doing, that could definitely be blocking your powers, okay? That's definitely not what I see here for you. Communicating, you know, your experiences through writing or even through the internet. But when it actually comes to, like, you know, working with other people, like in person, one-on-one, whatever, that is just not who you are. And you definitely need to work on integrating. So if you're too much on one side, if you're too much on like the love and light side or the dark side, it will end up screwing you in the end, because you have to be at a point where you can integrate the bad with the good. You can integrate your experiences and bring them out. Like, you are being divinely guided. You know what I mean? Like, you literally have the universe literally has your back, pile number one. Like, I don't know how else I can make it more clear. You're very instinctual. You're very, you just have a lot of will. You have a lot of desire. You have a lot of empowerment within you. You have endurance, okay? So once you can be, some of you guys may be somewhat clairvoyant. with like the whole visions thing. I feel like you definitely could be clairvoyant, but your instincts are your power is really what I'm getting, because even with this prostitute card, it says accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. But the shadow attribute is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So that's why I said security is a big thing for you guys, but you cannot seek security from other people. It's not going to work. You have to find it within yourself. You have to stop judging yourself for, feeling certain ways, or, being a loner. Like, it's okay. Like, of course, you can have like close relationships. I'm not saying you can't have any relationships at all, but definitely when it comes to like your power, if you start depending on those relationships or getting too attached to those relationships, it sucks all of your power. Like, you guys really remind me of like life path ones, or even just one of your other numerology numbers being 1. And you can look at a past video I done on how to find your life path numbers and your life path tarot cards. But that's what you guys really remind me of. Like, you guys are here to lead. You guys are here to work with the earth. Nature is your friend with the Queen of Pentacles there. You are definitely, even animals, possibly with the lions here, even animals, the lions are the Strength card and the Queen of Pentacles. You guys could definitely be good at working with animals. So something else that I feel for you guys with I Praise the Goddess and the God is honoring your divine masculine and your divine feminine. And something else that I feel would be super beneficial to you guys is rituals or dance, because you need to connect with those lower chakras. You need to connect with the earth, the world. You need that like instinctual like drums, like drum music really could help you come like alive. But you need those kinds of things in order to really access and activate your own power within, in order to align yourself. And like I said, you can't get too caught up in opposites. You can't get too caught up in mirroring, not mirroring, but you can't get too caught up in choosing one side or the other. Like if you're focused or mad about something or mad about what someone did, it definitely is not going to do you any good, okay? And I feel like that holds you back. Revenge, hatred, resentment, those kinds of things, you get too caught up in the physical reality, and you don't think enough about, what is in me that this person is mirroring that I don't like or that I don't want to deal with. Shadow work would be an excellent thing for you. I have a whole course where we did shadow work and stuff that I had some month-to-month course. You can check it out in the description if you want other people to do it with. But basically, it's really about integration and not splitting yourself in two, or ignoring your masculine tendencies or ignoring your feminine tendencies, okay? That is going to connect you to your power. So that is what I see for you guys, pile number 1. Hopefully this resonated. Definitely let me know down below, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What is going on, pile number 2? This is for those of you that picked the second pile with this beautiful crystal on it. I do forget what it's called, and I'm so sorry, but it is so gorgeous. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. So right off the bat, I can already see where this is going. It's insane. So we have the Mentor and the Judge. So you guys have lived through a lot, and I also see that with Queen down here. You guys have been through a lot. You guys have gotten to the point where you have literally lost your power in the past. You have literally been stripped away of your power to the point where you literally probably had nothing or no one, okay? You went through such a freaking heavy transformation, like such a heavy transformation, and it was probably really dark. Honestly, I'm sensing some of you guys may have been abused, whether mentally or physically in the past, or some of you guys were just in a situation where you just completely lost your power. You were stripped of your power. You felt powerless. You felt hopeless. It felt like you were a slave, or like you were in a prison, okay? Like you just had no power. But because of that, okay, because of that horrible experience that happened to you, you were able to find your strength with Mars in the 8th house, the mentor and the judge, you were able to find your strength. You were able to come out on the other side like an owl. And if you haven't yet, you will. Because now you are so into helping people, or you will be, okay? That is literally your power. That is your gift, okay? You guys help people with the judge and justice here. You guys help people that are going through something similar to what you've been through. You're a mentor for people going through heavy transformations, heavy dark times, just really heavy stuff, like the hardships of life, really heavy endings. You help people transform like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Because of that experience, you are so obsessed with helping people literally find their power, okay? That is what I'm getting here. That is your gift. So if you're not using it yet, you will. You help people get out of situations where they feel stuck. Four of Pentacles, where they feel trapped. And you have the gift of connecting with people. You have the gift of literally helping people make decisions, helping people make big decisions. People come to you because you're fair, okay? Because even if you're in a place right now where you don't see why you had to go through those horrible things that you went through, why you had to lose your power the way that you did in the past, you will get there. Because with the Two of Cups and justice here, your power is literally helping people get their justice. So maybe you're going to end up being a judge or a lawyer or just some kind of mentor, therapist, something along those lines. Something, it doesn't even have to be those jobs, just something where you help people find their power. You help people find their confidence. You help people rise above, okay? And also, you have to find a balance within you, within your mind and your heart, because I feel like sometimes you may get thrown off track, okay, because there's a split between your mind and your heart. Sometimes your mind really wants justice. Sometimes your mind wants revenge. Sometimes your mind gets ahead of you and you want to fight or go to war. But really your heart, I'm seeing here with the Princess of Cups, sensuality, I am humble. I see you as an actually sensitive person. We also have I create harmony. I cannot make it up, you guys. I did not look at any of these cards. I never look at the cards when I draw. So we also have I create harmony. So that is your power. You are literally a mediator. You are somebody that people can go through for a fair opinion. Okay, you help them weigh out the consequences of their actions. You help them see different sides of situations, okay? Let's see what else. So we also have I am humble, and I think this really comes into what I was just talking about. Sometimes you can let your mind get ahead of you, pile number 2, and you may really want to take action on something. With Mars and the Knight of Wands here, you're a very action-oriented person, but sometimes you get ahead of how you feel. But in the end, you are going to come to balance with your mind and your heart. So what I'm really feeling here is that you work a lot with your heart chakra and your crown, okay? So, but you do need to work with those two chakras into bringing them into harmony. You need to not only create harmony for other people, but create harmony for yourself, because none of that is going to happen with you helping other people, with you creating harmony for other people, until you can create harmony for yourself. But I do see you possibly making this into a job or a business with the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Maybe you go to school for something, or you end up learning something to do with this superpower of yours. I mean, you literally have the 8th house, which is all about, you know, your power, all about the change and transformation and the deaths and rebirths that we go through in order to come out on the other side and be a whole entire different person, in order to change, in order to transform. And you're very familiar with that energy. But it's important that you don't get ahead of yourself, that you don't let that Mars energy take over, that you don't let hate or resentment take over, because you should know, okay, you know why hate and resentment is pointless. You know why healing is so much more beneficial. And I feel like even if you get into something like a lawyer where you put people away, which is awesome, like I'm not saying people don't deserve consequences, I'm saying for you personally, you are somebody that, with the Princess of Cups here, with the Two of Cups here, you are somebody that has to stay balanced, because you are very sensual, okay? your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. And then we have joy, as I do well, so mote it be, let joy and light radiate from me. So you have to tap into that heart chakra energy. I feel like you guys have probably built walls up because of the pain that you've gone through. So you don't like to let yourself feel as much, okay? And also for the queen here, for the shadow attributes, it says becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. So once again, that arrogance, you have to watch out for that. That is what is possibly blocking you either now or will in the future from your gifts, pile number 2. So it's really, really important that you pay attention to this. And that is how you will awaken your gifts, is by aligning your heart and your mind, is by creating harmony instead of going after rage or hate or resentment. You need to focus on creating harmony. That is what I see here for you, okay? And also focus on creating peace and healing. That is where you will find that is where you will find it. That is where you will find your gifts. That is how you will awaken your gifts. And then also with the 4 of Pentacles coming right after the or right before the Princess of Cups, like I've been saying, you try to hold your emotions in, you try to hold on to them. You don't want to let them out because of what's happened for you. But that is how you have the gift of connecting with people. That is how you have the gift of your wisdom, is by your feelings. It's by the feelings that you've had to go through, not just the experiences, but the feelings that you've had to go through. That is how you connect with people, because without that, they're going to feel like they're talking to a brick wall. You know what I mean? So you have to let those feelings come to the surface. You have to not be afraid of those feelings. You have to heal the feelings, okay? So that is what I am seeing for you guys, pile number 2. Hopefully this resonated. Definitely let me know down below. But those are your magical gifts and superpowers and how to activate or awaken them. And I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What is going on? Pile number 3. This is for those of you that picked the 3rd pile with this beautiful, it's like desert rose or desert angel or something on it. But basically, these are your cards. So you guys, I mean, this beautiful card right here, the Mystic, look how beautiful that is. So with the Seed and the Mystic, right away, I'm feeling that down to your core, you are mystical. These are my sensitive people that are learning to find their power, okay? You guys are sensitives. You guys feel a lot. With Cancer, I feel Venus love. You guys probably believe in the whole twin flame soulmate thing. You guys are probably like, you know, and we have passion as well. You guys probably like, and I'm not making fun of you. It's totally fine. Believe what you want to believe. But and I also feel like you guys probably, you know, are for the whole light worker movement, that kind of thing. You guys are just wandering souls, I feel, okay? But here's the thing. I feel that with the 5 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, the Prince of Swords, you guys let other people's judgments get to you so much, like so much. And you guys are probably definitely empaths. But you guys let other people's judgments get to you. And we also have Judge. Okay, so I feel like other people's judgments get to you and they hurt your feelings. And here's the thing, we also have Destiny. So this is doing something with your gifts, is literally your destiny. That is what you are here to do in this lifetime. That is what you are here to do in this world, is to use your gifts. But I feel like you guys are so knocked out of whack. Like if you pick this pile, other people's actions with the 5 of Wands, other people's drama and fights, and then even with the 8 of Cups here, which is normally like walking away, but in this card, it's completely different. It's like, for whatever reason, I'm getting that you guys feel, even like watching something on TV, scrolling on the internet, you guys feel, and your emotions are so all over the place. Like there's cups, you know, which are the emotions, right? There's one in a safe box that's open. There's one in an ice cube. There's one in glass. There's one flying away. There's one in fire. There's one with dynamite. There's one with like magic coming out of it. So you guys take on so many other people's emotions and feelings as if they're your own. So when someone judges you, you take it so personal, you take it so seriously, I feel like, pile number 3. And it's got you so, it pushes you off your path, okay? Not feeling, but letting it affect you, not knowing how to walk away from it. And even with the seed there, like, I feel like you guys are almost like vulnerable. Like you guys are just children at heart. Like, honestly, you guys are very childlike, but at the same time, very sexual, I feel, with Venus, love, passion. You guys are passionate people, and just very nurturing, kind people. But you feel like you get taken advantage of, like, all the time. All the time. With the 7 of Swords here. You feel like you can't get a break. You feel like people just use you. And can we just say, like, why does this guy look like Michael Jackson? Seriously, though. But this card is so interesting. The Knight of Swords here. There's dynamite on the ground. All over him it says no future, no rules. He's like bleeding, and then there's, I don't know if it's Jesus or an angel, and then like a soul going up. Can you guys see that in the background? It's so interesting. There's so much going on in this card. And I feel like, looking at this, that you guys probably self-sabotage. Some of you guys are probably addicts. Some of you guys have probably been in abusive situations just because you feel like you deserve it, because you're such a pure soul that you have a lot of negative thinking about yourself. You have a lot of negative self-talk, and you feel like that's what you deserve, I feel, looking at that card at this point, for whatever reason, because you're like, well, I don't know what I did to deserve all of these horrible things that have happened to me, but here I am, so yeah, I guess just use me, take advantage of me, do whatever you have to do, because for whatever reason I deserve it. You have this belief, this way of thinking that is screwing you. That is what is holding you guys back from activating your power. And what is your power? Your passion, your creativity, but most of all, your love, your feeling, okay? You have let other people take your love, abuse it, whatever, but you let this happen. You let this happen. And the sooner that you can realize that, the sooner that you can be straight up with yourself. Like, obviously, there's certain situations where maybe you didn't let it happen. Obviously, like if someone came up and just on the street and just like did something to you, that obviously that wasn't your fault, but how you deal with it, okay? And choosing to give your emotion, choosing to give your energy to those situations and to those people is the problem. Because we have, I relate in peace. Like, you literally just want peace. Like, your big mission in this life is to bring love and peace into the world, but you feel like no one listens. You feel like it's constant chaos is kind of what I'm getting here. But with the Queen of Wands and Judge here, like, you need to learn how to let your emotions be your power. How to tap into some fire energy, I feel. Not suppress your emotions, but you need to learn how to balance out your emotions with Judge here. You need to learn how to keep your own counsel and trust your intuition, because I feel like you guys know, when somebody does not have great intentions. You know when somebody is not a great person, when they're broken. You have vibes. It doesn't mean that they're a shit person, okay? Like, yeah, they could be, but still, these vibes, your intuition, you need to start trusting it. You have, I keep my own counsel. Instead of constantly worrying about other people's opinions and taking on other people's opinions and beliefs about you, you need to worry about you, pile number 3. You need to keep your own counsel. You need to learn how to put the pieces together yourself. You need to learn how to, you need to learn self-confidence. Okay, your destiny, your mission in this life is to use your intuition as your power, use your emotions as your power. And I am getting major water sign vibes from this pile. So even if your sun is not in a water sign, your rising could be in a water sign, your moon could be in a water sign. You guys have got to get to the root of the problem with the seed here, because you're not facing the truth about something. You're not like, it's like you guys are such loving people. You guys are all probably for love and light and stuff, but at the same time, you're just slapping glitter over a root, over a weed, and hoping that it doesn't grow back is exactly what you're doing. Like, and hoping that it goes away. And it's not going to go away, because you need to get to the seed. You need to get to the root of the problem, which has everything to do with your own self-worth. So here, I'm going to give you a little tip. Say that your self-worth is low. Okay, so you go, you let other people affect you. You let other people's opinions, their beliefs, their drama, whatever affect you. Like, oh, I need to fix them, or I need to, if I don't fix them, what does that say about me? No. Figure out why you need to fix them, because you fixing them is a projection of something you feel needs fixed in yourself. These people that you're attracting represent something within you, or your childhood, maybe your family dynamic, the way that you were brought up, that you can't see. So you're projecting, okay? Because there's like different parts of us, all of us, like inside our consciousness, we split it into certain parts because we don't want to deal with certain parts of ourselves, because we were taught that those parts are bad, right? Whether by our parents, whether by our friends, whether by other people, society. So you are definitely here to do some big things, but you have to grow up first, pile number 3. You got to stand your ground. You got to hop in your power. Nobody can take your power away from you. You are giving it away by giving those emotions, by giving those feelings to other people, and not keeping any for yourself. You have to learn how to let emotions run through you instead of hanging on to them. Okay, so if you feel an uncomfortable emotion or a negative emotion, instead of instantly being like, oh my God, I got to get rid of this, I need to distract myself, how do I cope with this? No more coping, escaping, distracting, fighting, resisting. Feel it and let it run all the way through you, and then let it go. That's how you do it. Is it fun? No. Is it uncomfortable? Yeah. Will you cry? Probably. Will you get angry? Probably. Let the anger out of you instead of trying to suppress it. Because the sooner you let that part of you express itself in you, the sooner you can heal. And the sooner you can start working on your beautiful, passionate, creative ideas that are literally part of your destiny. You are here to lead with the Queen of Wands. You're probably amazing with animals, but your emotion, water, is amazing for you. Fire is going to help you balance it out, though. So, hopefully that made sense for you guys. Pile number 3, that was a little bit of a deep one. Definitely let me know down below if that resonated with you. I'd love to know. And we're going to move on to pile number 4. This is for those of you that picked this beautiful crystal right here. I forget what it is called. If you know, you can definitely let me know down below. It is not labradorite. I do love that crystal too, but that is not that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to tell you guys right away, you guys are my explorers. You guys are my explorers of unknown realms. You guys are my thinkers. And you guys are very much so into figuring out the unknown, the mysteries of life. And I see that with the riddle, the ocean, Gemini, Virgo, a lot of mercurial energy. Your biggest superpower I'm seeing so far is your mind, because we also have the alchemist and the engineer. You can work with the mystery, you can work with the unknown and really bring it into the earthly realm. That is your power. I feel like you guys may either be able to hear, talk, or see with I analyze and I think spirits, Your biggest like gift, your biggest power comes through your mind somehow, or communication. So whether that's hearing, whether that's a random thought, it's kind of like comes to you. But here's the thing that I feel like blocks your thoughts. Sometimes you get so involved, you get so wrapped up that you analyze too much, with Virgo reversed here, okay? That you analyze way too much and then it blocks you, okay? Like you get to a point where you're like just hitting walls, I feel. And that is when you need to take a step back, okay? Because the ocean is about our subconscious, the unknown, and what is uncontrollable. No one can control the ocean. It does what it wants, right? It's also about feeling. So I feel like between your emotions and your mind is kind of like your power. It kind of bounces back and forth, but it's definitely more of your mind, I feel. You guys know how to work with the alchemist here. You guys know how to work with all of the elements, but your mind definitely does the trick for you. Your mind, it's very much so about knowledge. You probably are the people that feel that knowledge is power, or you know that your like worst fear is to like you lose your mind, okay? With engineer here, it says ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common problems or common dilemmas. Sorry, this is definitely figuring out the unknown, definitely exploring the unknown. But at the same time, I feel that you guys can be a little bit too hard on yourselves. You guys may, I don't feel like this isn't really about other people as much as it is you. Like, you know, some of the other piles were about like connecting with other people and their talents with other people. This is more about your talents with you and possibly earth, like using physical things because of your mind. But you are innovative. You have major ideas that you bring into action. And with the Eight of Wands, like there's a lot of Sag energy, Gemini energy, air energy coming up here. I feel even if your sun isn't in one of those signs, you could definitely have one of your bigger placements, one of your main placements in one of those signs. But with the Eight of Wands here, like you are willing to go to great lengths to understand the universe, to understand the mysteries of the universe. Also with the ocean there, you want to understand the subconscious, and the subconscious is actually your greatest power. Tapping into your subconscious, I haven't figured it out exactly what goes into it yet, but you are an alchemist in your subconscious. Like, so, and that's why I was saying, if you start getting stuck, if you start feeling like you're on a loop or you're hitting brick walls, like if you're trying to undo some riddle or find out some mystery, or you're doing something for work or with your mind, you get to a point where like it's not coming, the answers aren't coming to you, they come from your subconscious. You are being subconsciously guided, as you can see here in the Four of Swords. Okay, like this is such a beautiful card. You are being subconsciously guided. She has the sword going through her head. Okay, literally cracking her mind in half. And with Gemini, it's like two different minds. So this to me is working with your subconscious. So shadow work would be so amazing for you guys, like literally so amazing. And so I think it's very important that when you get that way, to start doing, okay, to start doing instead of thinking, because while you're doing and not thinking about it, the answer will come to you. And that is what I've noticed lately for myself as well, because I'm a very mental person, like very mental. I could sit and think all day long. In fact, I do most of my time. But basically, the more that you do, the more things come to you. And I'm not sure if you've noticed that, but that is what I see here. And also, because it's your biggest superpower, you may also feel like it's your biggest weakness, because we have peace here, I analyze reversed, and we have I do the best I can. And so once again, like if you see, this card is very much so about integration, bringing the dark to light. You have just a masterful mind, like literally your subconscious. There's so much going on in your subconscious that, I mean, I can't even, it's a lot. But with peace here, Bridget, goddess in your sacred name, I'm sorry, a light within me, the peace is flame. So this is about being able to make peace with yourself, being able to you know, have a peace of mind, I feel like, because your mind can just go, 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 go. And that's why with the Prince of Wands here and the Page of Wands, this is so important that you do, that you let yourself put into action, because once you do that, you know, your mind will slow down and you won't be so stuck, you won't get so stuck on things, okay? And then we also have I am kind, and I really feel like this is talking to yourself. This is about yourself. Okay, this is about being more kind to yourself, because you may beat yourself up for just your mind. You may beat yourself up in your mind because your mind is constantly going, you're constantly thinking. And then we also have success here. So I feel like you will be doing something with your mind, something with being innovative. And I kind of see that here with the Three of Pentacles. Like, this is your job. Like, you will do something with your job that involves your mind. And you're very creative too, like very innovative, very creative with the 2 pages here. You have a lot of potential. You definitely are a true seeker. Like, you want to seek the unknown. You want to find out mysteries. You really want to understand things on a very deep level, and you will keep going until you find them out. But sometimes you have to stop, because if you feel like, you know, if you feel like you're not this right now, if you're not relating to all of this as much right now, it's because you're blocked. It's because you're not doing enough and you're thinking too much, and that's your problem. That is how you're going to activate and awaken these abilities that you have that you don't even know about, because they're in your subconscious. Okay, there's so many different subconscious works. You manifest through your subconscious. So that's why it's so important for you to do mind work, to do conscious work and subconscious work, your dreams possibly as well. There may be things that come in through your dreams. So it's really important to pay attention to those as well. So yeah, that is what I am getting for you guys. Pile number 4, hopefully that resonated. Definitely let me know down below. Very interesting reading. Trust me, I relate, I feel ya. And I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What is going on? Pile number 5? Are we on 5? I think we are. What is going on, pile number 5? And welcome to your magical powers, your spiritual gifts. What are your gifts and your powers, and how can you awaken them? So what I see here right off the bat is you have the power of influence, okay? You have the power of influence. And I see that here with the sword, with faith, Aquarius, I know, reversed, with guide, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Swords, okay? But there are some issues here that we will get into. Not only do you have the power of influence, not only do you have the power to be a guide for many, many people in this life, because I do feel like the divine speaks through you, but you also have the heart to do it with the Ace of Cups, love. You have love. That is your gift. But I don't know if you necessarily see it as that. You may think that your words, with the Page of Swords reversed, Aquarius, I know, and the sword, you may think that this is more powerful for you. You may think that, okay, so here's kind of what I'm getting. Let's start from the beginning, okay? So we have 9th house faith, which is the number 33, communication, right? We have the sword, which can be used for light or dark depending on how you use it, right? We have the temple, which is all about devotion. It is all about praise. It is all about creating a sanctuary for people. And it can also sometimes be about like groups, spirituality groups. We have Aquarius, I know, dream sweet, sleep deep, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Prince of Cups, love. The Page of Swords reversed, the Queen of Swords, guide. I speak positively to others, and I advance through my abilities. So here's the thing. Either you don't have faith in yourself and you rely on other people's opinions, you build your self-worth on other people's opinions, or it's the opposite. It goes to the opposite side of the pendulum, and basically what happens is you go, like, you start doing, I guess, well for a while, and then with Aquarius, I know, reversed, the Page of Swords reversed, you start trying to, I feel like you start trying too hard. You start trying to convince people with your words or with your thoughts. You want people to, you feel like you know the answer, so they should just do it. okay? Instead of having faith in their own paths, instead of having faith that they will find their own paths themselves, and that you will not be for everybody. And that's kind of what I see here with the Nine of Pentacles as well and the Four of Cups. So what I see here is that you have a huge heart. You have a huge heart. You have a lot to offer with the Prince of Cups there, the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. You have a huge heart. And you've come to understand, or you will come to understand, what you have to offer. But when people, or when something doesn't go your way, when people don't listen to you, or when they don't believe you, you take it very, very personal. And you feel like, I just shouldn't help anybody. Because if we look at this card, there's all of these hands, there's all of these fingers being cut off here. Like all these fingers are cut off. Heart is in the hand, coming out of the hand. So it's like you tried to offer something, but you got rejected. This looks like being rejected. And with dream, sweet sleep, dream here, I feel like some of you may want, almost like not want to face reality, or not want to face the truth, and either about yourself or just about situations, because we have the Page of Swords here. So I feel like you guys have this divine gift. It's like your guides are they're like within you. Like you speak from the heart, you speak from a divine place. You have this divine love within inside of you, but something is holding you back here. I think you get to a point where either you get cocky, no offense, we all get there, so don't take it personal, but either you get too caught up in ego and you start thinking you know some shit and that people need to listen to you, or you start letting other people's opinions or other people's behaviors get to you and it shuts you down. And that is what is blocking this gift that you have. And the reason why I keep thinking that it could be other people that you're letting affect you, or wanting other people to do what you think they should do, is because we do have the Queen of Swords. I mean, discernment. Discernment is another huge gift that you have. But also we have, I speak positively of others. And this is about being able to see the balance, being able to look at, like, you know, she's looking at a beetle and she's looking at a feather, and they're not judging them for what they are. They're not saying you're less than me. They're not saying you're more than me. So either way, there's some kind of issue with other people's opinions or your own opinions of people being less or more, okay? And then we also have, I advance through my own abilities, and kind of what I'm getting from this is, once again, like, I'm kind of getting both. So some of you guys may relate to one or the other, but part of me is getting that you either don't trust yourself, you don't trust your own abilities, or you fall at the other end of the pendulum where you don't want to give any credit to anybody else and you think it's just all you. And with the Temple here, it's like people should listen to me. Like I have so much to offer. I have so much to give. Like I can make them safe if they would just understand or something. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. And with the sword here, like dark or light, that sword can be used for dark or light. It doesn't just have to be one or the other, right? Like it's definitely, and it's also truth. Like it can be brutal. It's facing the truth about something. And with Aquarius, I know reversed, there's something that you, instead of relying on knowing or knowledge, you need to rely on faith. You need to rely on your heart, okay? With the Prince of Cups and then the heart in the hand, and not expect everybody to take your heart, not to expect everybody to listen to what you have to say, not to expect everybody to accept the love that you have to offer, and that's okay. Some people are not meant to wake up in this life. As like horrible as it sounds, pile number 5, like some people are meant to go to their jobs every day, do the same thing over and over again, have the wife, have the husband, have the kids, have the house, have the car, and die. Like, yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty miserable to me, but to other people, that sounds like a well-lived life, you know? So, and that's okay. You don't have to convince everybody. You don't have to, because you get into this, it's like you have the Queen of Swords inside of you, this gift of discernment, this gift of just true divine discernment from above, like divinity. But with the Page of Swords here, it's like you either don't listen to it or try to take matters into your own, you're immature about it with the Page of Swords reversed. And he specifically came out reversed, so I took that as a sign. Also, I feel like some of you guys could be clairaudient, because this is a lot to do with voice. This is a lot to do with your mind and what you hear and what you say. And so, yeah, I feel that, some of you guys really want people to listen to you, or you feel like you feel like you've been rejected materially for your gifts for some reason. Some of you could have like tried to use your gifts for material value, and it does say down here on the guide, I think, yeah, places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. So you need to come from a place that is completely divine, that is completely love. You need to tap into that love heart energy. And she even has a heart on her necklace, like, can't make it up. And there's 2 feathers in these cards, so light as a feather. Make it simple. Once you start trying to think about it or coming up with your own designs, that's when it all falls apart. You know what I mean? Once you start trying to control it or thinking that you know some shit, that you got some shit, that's when it all falls apart. You know what I mean? So, and then I also feel with dream, sweet sleep, dream, that some of you guys could get messages in your dreams. Some of you guys could get premonitions or hear certain things in your dreams that are very important, have certain conversations in your dreams that are very important, and that could be like a whole nother gift that you guys have as well. You guys know some things when you're not trying to know some things, if that makes sense. When you have faith, when you come from it from like a place of love, that is when things start working out for you. But if you come from it from a place of, you have to listen to me because I know this and you don't, or I need to guide you, or I'm being guided, or whatever, like you have to come from a place of understanding yourself and not trying to control other people, if that makes sense. So pile number 5, I also feel like with the temple there, with like the hands, there's like a lot of hands. Look at that, the temple. You guys may be good with your hands. You guys may be healers. That's what all this love energy, King of Cups energy could be. You guys may be healers. Your hands, something to do with your hands. And air energy, like Gemini energy, works with hands. I know we don't have Gemini here, but we do have air energy here, works with hands. So yeah, you guys definitely could be some kind of healer with your hands, because there's hands everywhere in this reading. But anyway, so with the temple here, this is also about worship. Like, what do you worship? Once again, do you worship like material stuff, or what is it that you are putting your energy into that is causing you to have a lack of faith, where you don't have faith, so instead you try to go around having faith? You know what I mean? You like reject certain things in order to praise other things, if that makes sense. So what I think here for you to, like, other than what I've already said, for you to really get back in touch with your gifts is to create a space for yourself where you can really ground and center, a space just for you to focus on love and to get rid of anything that's blocking your faith, to work through anything that's blocking your faith. Because with Aquarius, I know reversed, you may not even know this. You may not even realize that you do this. And with sweet dreams here, like, this could definitely be subconscious a little bit for you, to where you don't even realize that you do some of this stuff, or that maybe you're putting your time, energy, or that you're worshiping the wrong things. It doesn't just have to be like your belief systems, although belief systems are big here. Like, there is huge with 9th house faith, Aquarius, I know reversed. This is definitely, and the temple, this definitely, you know, I definitely see you getting into belief systems, but it can be material stuff, money, job, phone, whatever. And I really don't want you guys to feel like I'm judging you at all. Like, we all have an ego. We all need the ego to survive. But sometimes the ego exaggerates and it tells us, like, if we don't have XYZ, like, we're basically going to die. And that's not true. Okay, like, at the end of the day, that's not true. As long as our needs are met, which this earth provides for us, then we are fine. So unless you have like a killer in front of you, then you know what I mean? Like, basically our ego freaks us out about a bunch of silly stuff is what I'm trying to say. So, and also I feel like you need forgiveness here. You need to forgive someone for possibly rejecting you in the past, possibly when you were younger, when you were a child, you felt rejected. Okay, because you are going to be a very wise person. You just have to get through these immature behaviors, these immature thinking patterns that you get into that trap you. You know what I mean? And so that's like super, super important for you. Okay, you have to get honest with yourself about who you truly are. Like, you have to discern yourself for once and like do an assessment on yourself, an inventory on yourself, however you want to put it. Break it all down and see what it is that you are worshiping here that's not worth it. But honestly, pile number 5, I see you guys being some kind of spiritual leader, possibly even like a spiritual guru, spiritual guide. You guys are definitely going to be some kind of guide. You just have to get your ego in check. You have to forgive things from the past. You have to tap into that pure love energy, and you know, that is how you are going to awaken your abilities. That is how you're going to advance your abilities. And also by noticing that, you know, this is like higher than you. This isn't just like, oh, these are my abilities. You know what I mean? I really feel like the cards are saying like, this is bigger than just you. You know what I mean? Another thing I get here is that you guys pick up on synchronicities, that you guys pick up on like little messages here and there that other people don't get. I feel like that's another big gift that you guys have that maybe other people don't. So yeah, pile number 5, that is what I'm getting for you guys. Let me know down below if that ended up resonating for you guys. I'd love to know. And that concludes this pick a card reading. Thank you guys so, so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe if you liked this reading. And if you're over all the love and twin flame readings, because I don't really do those over here. So yeah, love you guys. Bye.